YouTube, what's going on, man? What's up with y'all, bro? How y'all doing? Now look, this video is gonna be very interesting to me because it's titled the U.S. military shady recruitment practices, man. Now I done heard a lot of rumors, I done heard a lot of stuff. I used to be in the military, if y'all that don't know. I just got out. I got out February 8th. Today is March 1st. So I got out about 3 weeks ago, 2 to 4 weeks ago. 2 to 4 weeks ago, you know what I'm saying? We gonna see what's going on, man. We gonna see what the U.S. military does that I don't know that they do. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what's going on. What have they done? How do they recruit? How do they recruit us? You know what I'm saying? I could tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all how I got recruited after this video. You know what I'm saying? When the video ends, we're gonna see what's going on. Let's get it.
All your favorite YouTubers when you sign up for CuriosityStream at the link below.
Let me know what's going on, man. What's going on, bro? What can possibly...
The United States military, the largest, most powerful, most dangerous fighting force on the planet. A military that hasn't been involved in a defensive war since the 1940s, yet whose budget continues to...
We haven't been in the war since the defensive war since the 1940s. That means nobody attacked America since 1940s. 80 years strong.
Balloon every year. U.S. military spending currently
crazy.
exceeds that of the next 10 nations combined. We have over 600 military bases outside our borders, occupying over 80 countries around the world. The United States military, while it tries to sell itself as a force for freedom and democracy, is not a welcome sight in much of the world. Our aggressive posturing, bullying, and occupation has turned world opinion.
Damn, they getting rocked on at this vehicle.
Much of the world. Our aggressive posturing, bullying, and
damn, like it's actually the civilians doing that. I didn't know that civilians was doing this. The civilians is actually throwing rocks at this vehicle. It's crazy how we able to just drive through over there. Like, bro, I can't fathom not living in a first world country like America, bro. Like, I couldn't fathom, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to imagine just being in the city I live in and then having another country's, like, armored vehicle, you know what I'm saying, riding down my street. I can't even picture that, bro. So it's like this, they can't even fathom what it's like to not have that shit. And that is crazy to me, bro. Like, these niggas, we just riding through their city, bro. This shit crazy.
Occupation has turned world opinion against the U.S. armed forces over the past few decades. And it's not hard to see why. When you think of a modern fighting force...
And these niggas doing it for publicity, like, because they know we're not going to do nothing. So they just throwing rocks for publicity.
You typically think of tanks, fighter jets, Humvees, drones, and aircraft carriers.
And we protecting them? Are we protecting whoever they throwing rocks at? I mean, whoever, you know what I'm saying, throwing the rocks, and we protecting them or something?
Forces over the past few decades.
Not attacking them.
And it's not hard to see why. When you think of a modern fighting force, you typically think of tanks, fighter jets, Humvees, drones, and aircraft carriers. But these giant death machines don't operate on their own. The U.S. military, like any other, relies on recruits. Americans willing to pick up arms and kill for their country.
They all look like they 17 years old.
In this episode, we're going to take a look at the state of U.S. military recruiting and the shady tactics used by the armed forces to rope in new soldiers.
Bro, it's so weird watching this from a different perspective, bro. I feel like I'm watching people at a camp. Like, it's so crazy watching this, bro.
Before we begin, let's take a second to discuss why the U.S. feels like it needs such a massive military. Since the end of World War II, and certainly since the end of the Cold War, the United States has been the sole world superpower. This has given the country the luxury of using that power to clamp down on the world's economy with an iron grip. The US relies on other countries relying on it. If another country doesn't feel the need to grovel for US assistance and trade deals, the US military will often be called in to create an environment that forces that country to reevaluate. If crippling sanctions aren't enough, boots on the ground certainly will be. But if the United States already has such a stranglehold on the rest of the world, why does the military budget keep increasing? A large part of it is to feed the ravenous military-industrial complex and deliver lucrative contracts to companies like Boeing, Lockheed, and Raytheon. But more recently, US officials have cited the possibility of a great power conflict with China. That kind of talk should alarm us. The last great power conflict, though it never devolved into outright war, was the Cold War with the Soviet Union. during which time we almost caused nuclear annihilation on multiple occasions. Before that, it was World War II. If US officials are gearing up to start another war of this magnitude, the world is in for a very bad time. With this aggressive rhetoric becoming more common, the US military has been adamant about maintaining a fighting force of 500,000 soldiers, and this requires an intense recruiting program. So, how—
Bro, why is he not like get to the point, bro? Tell me how they doing the tactics, bro. God damn. Bro, he just sat there and said all of that for no reason, bro.
young and male, with about 65% of viewers being male, 41% between the ages of 16 and 24, and 73% streaming platform in operation right now. They bring in insane numbers of both streamers and viewers, averaging roughly charismatic recruiters to pitch the military to the next generation. And they know this. In 2018, the US Army launched its own Twitch channel as part of its new, more—
Hold on, wait, what? So this is not an ad?
Let's start with the video games. I'm sure you're all familiar with Twitch. If somehow you're not, Twitch is the largest live streaming platform in operation right now. They bring in insane numbers of both streamers and viewers, averaging roughly 3 million concurrent viewers at any given time, who watch a total of around 500 million hours of content per week. That's a huge audience, and a lot of time spent on individual streams, which can run for hours. As far as demographics go, the audience skews young and male, with about 65% of viewers being male, 41% between the ages of 16 and 24, and 73% between the ages of 16 and 34. To military recruiters, Twitch is a dream come true. You have a captive audience of young, impressionable viewers who tend to develop parasocial—
Damn, so this how they thinking? That's crazy.
—relationships with the streamers they watch. It's the perfect medium for young, charismatic recruiters to pitch the military to the next generation. And they know this. In 2018, the US Army launched its own Twitch channel as part of its new, more modern approach to recruitment. The Navy followed suit shortly after. In the first 6 months of 2020, the military had bagged 13,000 new recruiting leads from Twitch alone. Keep in mind that many Twitch users are underage, as you only have to be 13 years old to make an account. So, you have young, incredibly malleable children watching trained Army and Navy recruiters play games like COD and Fortnite for hours on end, while they surreptitiously try to convince their viewers to join the military.
Damn, that's so smart. I never even looked at it like this. I never even knew this was going on. I never even thought to think about how the U.S. recruits people. I never even thought to think about. I never even thought to look at it from their perspective, their point of view. You know what I'm saying? They see the whole population and they think, all right, how can I get people to join? And then they do things like this. I never even would have. You know what I'm saying?
This sounds incredibly shady,
but it's so smart, bro. That's so smart, bro. And then so those guys that's on stream and whatnot, they really don't even want to be on stream. They damn near have to be on stream. Let me see something real quick.
Years old to the military had bagged 13,000 new recruiting leads from Twitch alone. Keep in mind that many Twitch users are underage, as you only have to be 13 years old to make an account. So, you have young, incredibly malleable children watching trained Army and Navy recruiters play games.
I'm trying to see what rank that is. I ain't in the Army. It look like a style gunnery sergeant or something. But damn, that's smart as fuck. So he don't even want to be on here. Like, he ain't even on here just to be on here. He on here because he have to be on here pretty much. They got 50,000 views. Bro, this shit is crazy, bro. This shit is crazy, bro. See, now, if I was on Twitch, I would have just came across and I would have thought that he was just on here chilling. And he was in the military and whatnot. He was on here chilling, but the whole time he was recruiting.
Games like COD and Fortnite for hours on end, while they surreptitiously try to convince their viewers to join the military. If this sounds incredibly shady and predatory, that's because it is. And it gets worse. Early in their streaming endeavors, the Army esports mods would ban users for asking about US war crimes, until they were eventually forced to unblock those people after accusations of First Amendment violations. Then there's the Navy claiming that their streamers aren't recruiters, despite the fact that they're required to take the same training courses as Navy recruiters before they're considered for the role. The Army even went so far as to just straight up lie and put up a link to a fraudulent Xbox giveaway, which, when clicked, instead took you to an Army recruitment information.
Damn. is slick, bruh. They slick, bruh.
Information form. This was way.
They slick, bruh. They slick.
Which, when clicked, instead took you to an Army recruitment information form. This was later taken down by Twitch. Hassan Piker, one of the most popular leftist streamers, rightly accused these recruitment practices as being predatory. Shout out to Hassan, by the way. Thanks for boosting my videos. You should all go watch.
These niggas is slick, bruh. The Army put up a whole fake Xbox link for them. Just they click on the link and then it takes them to the Army website. That's, bro, them niggas is slick, bruh. That's like some conniving evil shit right there. Like, it's like they thirsty or something.
Him if you don't already.
This is crazy.
Now, Twitch is just one cog in the modern military recruitment machine. Another shameful practice is specifically targeting poor students who have few opportunities. Back in the 70s, the New York Times ran
damn, bro, it just looked like
targeting poor students who have few opportunities.
I'm judging it from when I'm from the bias I'm seeing this shit. It look like they just up to no good or something, bro. Like it look like they up to no good, bro. It's crazy.
Opportunities. Back in the 70s, the New York Times ran a story about how Sergeant Hard Times is the best recruiter in the world, rightly pointing out the fact that in times of economic precarity, people are driven to latch on to whatever opportunities they can find. This is still very much the case today. When job or life prospects are lacking, recruiters can weaponize that fear and uncertainty to press young people into service.
Bro, that looks so familiar. Like I was literally just right there.
Recruiters can weaponize that fear.
Like, I was literally just right there.
Fear and uncertainty.
I ain't gonna lie. Now, I haven't gone on the deployment, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've been stateside the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Call me what you want to, bro. You feel me? But yeah, I was just, you know what I'm saying, getting on the plane and whatnot, bro. I was just
to press young people into service. One recent program offers the perfect example of how the military targets those in precarious conditions. In what's been dubbed Focus 22, the Pentagon has selected 22 cities which have large Black and Latino populations. Recruiters descend on these 22 cities. In what's been dubbed Focus 22, the Pentagon has selected 22 cities which have large Black and Latino populations. Recruiters descend on these cities like buzzards, stationing themselves in schools and public places to try to ensnare as many young people as possible. Some cities, like Baltimore, have allowed the military to install their March to Success software on all the city's public computers. This software is meant to look like a study aid, but it also collects user data so that recruiters can track down anyone who uses it. If keeping a database of a city's young people sounds bad, just wait till you hear about the Jammers database. Jammers, or the Joint Advertising Market Research Study, is a $1 billion database that catalogs the data of over 30 million Americans between the ages of 16 and 25. This database was classified as top secret until 2005. Preying on the poor isn't new. Militaries throughout history have used their poor as cannon fodder, while the rich, those benefiting from the wars, never have to send their children to die. It's a hideous practice, and it reflects very poorly on this nation that so many people feel like they have no alternative. So, we've seen soldiers trying to ensnare underage gamers to become pawns in their death machine, and government programs to collect the peasants and ship them off to blow up their fellow human beings on the other side of the world. But there's one more aspect of the military's recruitment initiative that we should discuss.
It's so crazy watching it, hearing this perspective, bro. It's so crazy. Like, my mind is blown right now. My mind is literally blown right now.
It's probably the one that's gotten the most bad press. For as long as we've had a military, there have been propaganda campaigns to try to convince citizens to enlist. For the last couple decades, recruitment ads have generally looked like something out of Black Hawk Down or Call of Duty. Big, scary guys driving amphibious vehicles,
Yes, bro. Every time I see these commercials, I always think to myself, bro, these commercials, like, this shit is so fake. Cause I'll be on base at work, and I see a commercial like this all across TikTok or some shit. I'm like, bro, like, where is this shit going on? Where the fuck is that? Like, these commercials be blown out of proportion.
Rappelling out of helicopters and running around shooting at bad guys we never see. But in this most
look at this
recent
shit.
attempt at winning over Gen Z,
bro, no.
The Army has taken a page out of the CIA's book and appropriated diverse over Gen Z. The Army has taken a page.
This shit is literally like a fucking TV show, bro.
Out of
they got the bomb exploding over there. I never like looked at it like this. I always just let it like go by. I'm actually looking at this shit, and this is sad how they doing this, bro. This is crazy.
CIA's book and appropriated diverse, inclusive language as a way to say, hey, we're modern and cool. We're not just a bunch of trigger-happy barbarians. We're just like you.
Yes, bro. I seen this video, bro. This video, I got so much to say about this video. I might make a separate video on itself, just this video. This one right here, I might literally make a video separately of this video. I got so much to say about this video, bro. This video right here, like this clip, because this is a U.S. ad video, and then they got a Russian one, and then they got a Britain one, and they got another one. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot to say about this video, bro.
In a 5-part ad series titled The Calling, the Army shares what are supposedly genuine stories from enlisted soldiers. But because the military knows that all them young people care about is cartoons, they also animated the ads in a few different styles. Let's take a look at a few highlights from the series.
One time, I snuck out and stayed 3 days at a friend's place. When I came home, Mom wanted to teach me to appreciate the life I had by sending me to the Dominican Republic to stay with relatives for a year. One day at school, I came upon an Army recruiter and told him about my goals. He took me through all their different careers, and that's when it hit me. The Army is an army of good people.
Pay close attention to how seemingly innocuous statements are phrased. I was bad, so my mom sent me to another country to see how bad it is compared to the United States. When I came back, I realized that the US is the best country on earth, and the Army is good because America is good.
This shit just screams propaganda. It screams propaganda. It screams propaganda. And then this video compared to the other videos is so different. Like the Russian countries, as I was telling you about, this one compared to those is so different. This one is like damn near charming compared to those.
So as soon as I turned 17, I asked for my dad's blessing to enlist. But having served in the Army during the Vietnam era, responding to civil unrest, he said no. He had his reasons.
I hope his reasons were recognition of the fact that the Vietnam War was just one long string of US war crimes, during which period we massacred innocent people, dropped more bombs than during the entire Second World War, riddled the land with millions of mines, rained fire down on civilian populations, and used chemical weapons.
Bro, like this is actually happening somewhere on Earth, bro. Like this is not just
which are still causing cancer and birth defects to this day. All for a conflict we never should have initiated in the first place. Of course, by the end of the ad, Dad is proud of his little...
Alright, now this leads me to believe, how accurate is this video? Like, is this video actually true? Is this actually true, bro? Or is this like one-sided, like... Is this video actually true? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or they just trying to make them look bad?
Girl for joining anyway.
But it was one day during a 9/11 ceremony, I started seeing the Army in a new light. Over 3,000 students lined the walls and the balconies of my school. My whole community was there, including firefighters and service members from every military branch. The silent show of respect for this country was deafening.
Bro, this shit is almost like brainwashing, bro. And you hear how it's such a monotone sound and it's real calm, and you got the music in the background. This is damn near brainwashing, bro.
I was now determined to defend this nation that I called home, and to not only be a citizen, but a soldier as well.
This is another common tactic. Hey, remember that bad thing that happened? Look how strong it made us. Look how respectful everyone is of the flag and our country. I'm gonna join the Army. Of course, there's no mention of the fact that 9/11 was used as justification to start an unjustifiable war, which claimed over 1 million lives, destabilized an entire region for decades, and dragged on for so long that Americans who enlisted back then have now been able to watch their children go off to murder the children of the people they didn't manage to kill. The U.S. military-industrial complex is very skilled at using the symbology of the flag as a way to deflect blame, promote a victim complex, and play up the American exceptionalism myth all at the same time. For many people, this kind of ad can be quite effective. But the one that got the most attention, and we'll explore why afterwards, is this one.
This is the story of a soldier who operates your nation's Patriot missile defense systems.
Like, they're actually out here doing this shit.
It begins in California, with a little girl raised by 2 moms. I like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age. I needed my own adventures, my own challenge. And after meeting with an Army recruiter, I found it. A way to prove my inner strength and maybe shatter some stereotypes along the way.
If you take a look at this ad on YouTube, or any of them really, you'll see that they got absolutely eviscerated by the viewers. The like to dislike ratio is among the worst.
Yeah, I remember I was reading these comments. I'll make a whole video on this video separately. I'm gonna do a video just on this one. I was reading these comments and whatnot, man.
I've ever seen. And of course the comments are turned off because there likely wouldn't be a single positive one. Why did these ads flop so hard? The Army managed to outsmart—
Hold on. I was reading the comments though. What the fuck?
itself and alienate all of their potential recruits. Those on the political right are all up in arms over the woke language and outraged at the idea that the Army is trying to appeal to people who clearly don't belong in the military. Though it is funny to watch these reactionary losers have their little meltdown, what's more important is why the ads fell flat for their target audience: younger, more progressive members of Gen Z. Trying to be more inclusive is good. Acknowledging the validity of all—
Yeah, you could tell off of this ad that they're literally shooting for the kids. You know what I'm saying? They're shooting for the young ones, man. They're literally hoping to catch the young ones' attention.
Sorts of, quote, non-traditional backgrounds is important. But it shouldn't be surprising that Gen Z, the most anti-war, anti-capitalist generation in decades, sees right through the propaganda. I like to think I've been defending freedom from a young age. Come on. Young people know what the US military gets up to. They live on the internet.
Am I Gen Z? Let me see. Am I Gen Z? I am Gen Z. Gen Z is from 1997 to 2012. I didn't even know that.
They can find plenty of evidence of the mountain—
So they was doing this to get at me. So they doing that to get at people like me. People in my age, my era. Oh yeah, we definitely seeing through that, man. I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, man, it's not that, like, if you're not going to war or nothing, like you're not getting deployed, it's not that bad. Like, people, you get looked at differently, man, because it's people who's in that. It's people who's in that looks at you differently because you joined not out of your you know what I'm saying, out of being a patriot for the country, bro. But then there's people who are like you who looks at the people who joined to purposely go die. You know what I'm saying? Who looks at them differently. You know what I mean? It's like everybody joins for their own personal reasons, man, at the end of the day. And in this country, we got freedom of speech. And that's just pretty much what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? But you can join, and as long as you could join, not get in no combat, and then you straight, like, you get out and you got benefits the rest of your life. But at the same time, you could join and then be like one of those Marines that whenever we went to Afghanistan last year, those Marines that, you know what I'm saying, got they was victims of somebody with a suicide bomb. You could be one of them. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be a time like this, some shit might pop out for Russia, and now you got no choice but to go over there. You literally have no choice but to go over there, bro. You have no choice but to go. You know what I'm saying? You signed up for this shit. Literally, like, and then reality set in, like, oh, this shit is real. You know what I'm saying? Like, those niggas that died last year, the 7 Marines, they was like, bro, they was Lance Corporals and shit. Lance Corporals, all ages, bro. 17, 22. 25. I think the oldest was like 25. Niggas was just in high school, but they was just 15 like 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Shit crazy.
Tons of war crimes the U.S. commits. They're aware of past military policy.
I'm pretty sure they didn't join thinking that they was going to end up going to... They wasn't in boot camp day one, like, knowing that they were 2 years from now, they're going to be in Afghanistan. You know what I'm saying? Or where was it? Where we was just at last year, bro.
These against gay and trans service members. But more than that, there are past military policies against gay and trans service members the U.S. commits. Live on the internet. They can find plenty of evidence of the mountains of war crimes the U.S. commits. They're aware of past military policies against gay and trans service members. But more than that, they're aware that being allowed to serve in the military isn't some great victory for the LGBT community, because no one should want to invade other countries and oppress their fellow human beings. No matter how hard the military tries to rebrand itself as—
Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy how this generation is actually like, all right, I don't want to join, I don't want to. It's crazy how we are the first generation, the weakest, softest generation that says, like, oh, I don't want to join. I don't think we should go to other places and invade their people and hurt their civilians. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it depends on how you look at it. Like, if somebody messes with us and then we need people, it can be a bad thing. But if you're looking at it from, like being on the offensive side, then you know what I'm saying, it might be a good thing. Because they don't want to do it. But every generation always says that it's getting softer, bro. That's what everybody says, bro. I can't tell you how many times I heard somebody say, oh, it used to be harder back then. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say. All this shit, niggas be like, oh, it used to be harder back then. They be saying shit like that. It used to be harder back then. It used to be harder. It's generations. It's getting softer. It's getting weaker now. That's what everybody say every time. Now it's people like who's leaving now that's saying, oh yeah, because the females is training with the guys now. The females and the guys training. The female and the guys are sleeping in the same barracks. The same barracks, I'm pretty sure. Not the same squad bay decks, but like the same squad bay barracks. You know what I'm saying? And there's people who is calling that, like saying that, oh, they're gonna be softer and shit.
As a woke force for good, freedom, and democracy, no matter how cute they try to make missile launchers, most young people won't fall for it. They know they're being targeted with short, eye-catching, animated propaganda. Of course, these ads will appeal to some young people, and they'll soon find themselves in a situation that is nothing like what's been presented to them, and that's a shame. It's despicable that the military has to steal data, corrupt underage stream viewers, target the poor and desperate, and try to sell a lie to—
Yeah, like, why do they have to do that? Why can't they just, instead of actively going and doing that, why can't they just sit back and just say, you know what I'm saying, chill in their recruitment office and just, like, let it be known, like, are we here? Like, if anybody wants to join, like, whatever, come join. Like, why are they so thirsty to get everybody?
To meet their quota of cannon fodder for a great power conflict the United States so clearly wants.
And then that leads me to think, so other countries, they just don't want to get as strong as the U.S. military, or they like, or are they just, like they don't want to get as strong, or can they just not do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they doing these same tactics as like the U.S. government is doing, and people are just not biting for it and whatnot, or they just not doing this shit because they don't want to get their, you know what I'm saying, force that big?
The military always has and always will use shady, predatory tactics to fill their ranks. The best we can do is be aware of it.
Bro, I can't tell you how many niggas
Shady, predatory tactics to fill their ranks.
I can't, bro, I think I might know this nigga. Nah, I don't know. I can't tell you how many niggas got this exact, I don't know what this is, like, around the mouth and whatnot, but, bro, it's a lot of, like, white dudes and shit that had that, like, that looked just like that. With the cover on, you know what I'm saying? They look just like him. Literally, just like him. It's crazy.
The best we can do is be aware of it,
just
provide
like
truthful information about what joining the military really means, and work towards building a society that doesn't funnel the poor and the impressionable young into the imperialist war machine. Without soldiers to fly their drones, fire their rockets, and drop their bombs, the military can't function. It can't bully the rest of the world. And that sounds pretty good.
So that's why they so thirsty.
If you'd like to see what great power... that sounds pretty good.
I wonder, so in other countries, are they fiending for the young people, or are they taking older ages as well? Like, how are other countries doing that shit? I know over here, it's, you know what I'm saying, a lot of young people in this shit. So other countries, do they have a lot of young people just joining? Like, what are other countries doing? And if, like, are they, you know what I'm saying? And what ages are they really going for? That's what my question is to that. That's crazy though, man.
If you'd like to see what great power conflict looks like, to truly understand the horror of World War, I highly recommend you check out Apocalypse World War II on CuriosityStream. It's an
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the end of the video. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy, bro. But look, I'm gonna tell y'all why I joined though. So why I joined because I was wondering if this video was going, I guess, show a tactic of them how they got me or some shit. But I went to them though, you know what I'm saying? I was going to school. Actually, I wasn't going to school. I wanted to change my situation. So, and the military was it was an opportunity, you know what I'm saying? The military was an opportunity. So, joined the military because I heard the benefits. Joined in, took advantage of my time being in there, and now I'm out, you know what I'm saying? So, they didn't really get me with no tactic because I never thought I was going to join the military, but ever, you know what I'm saying? Ever, like literally ever. Shit crazy though. But I'm going on, man. Make sure y'all niggas like, subscribe, and comment. More bangers coming every single day. You know what I'm saying? That was the U.S. military Shady recruitment practice. Let me know what I should watch next, bro. Let me know, you know what I'm saying? In the comments. I'm out. Let's get it, man. We gone. Let's go, baby.